Hi love, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mal if you're new here. If you're not new, I said welcome back, right? Okay, now have you subscribed? Have you liked the video? I really need you to do that. It's so helpful for my channel and I really would appreciate if you did. Let's get into today's video. We are going to be trying TTDEYE's new contacts. They have a bunch of new releases. They literally release like hundreds of contacts, okay? But we really need to do a test and find out if any of these could actually look natural. TTDEYE has some of the most affordable contacts on the market, so if we can find a natural pair that actually looks good that we can wear on a daily basis, then we're winning. I feel like that's saving money technically. So let's go ahead and try these lenses on. Now, I do also have a discount code for TTDEYE. They were kind enough to hook all of you up with an extra little something off your purchase. So go ahead and use this code at checkout if you want to save yourself some money. I'm really on the hunt to find the perfect pair of blue contact lenses. And I also would love to find the perfect pair of green. So I've been testing a lot of different colors out. Now, urban blue could be close, but I just don't know. I feel like they're really bold. They have almost like a icy blue color, and the shade has a deeper limble ring on the outer edge. Now what's interesting about these is they also have sort of like a pocket of yellow on the lens on one half, and I think that's definitely what is making me feel like they don't look as natural as I want them to be. At first when I put them in, I was like, oh no. But then when I put the second contact in my eye, I kind of thought, okay, these are actually not that bad. They're just way bolder than my personal style. However, a lot of you out there might like something bold. I don't know. I'm a natural girl. Let me not hate on them. I don't know. You might have to let me know what you think. I do think there are better, more intense blues that still can look natural. So for me, these just aren't it. But let's go on to the next one. I also picked up Lux Green, and I picked these up because I felt like these had so much potential. I was like, these could be a really stunning, like deep green, but they are so opaque that they just are not blending and looking realistic. I think two things really draw back from making a contact look realistic. It's if the pupil is super harsh and if the contact is really opaque, because when it's opaque, it almost is just sitting on your eye, kind of like an eye sticker. And yeah, that's what these were giving. Unfortunately, I just did not love the construction or the color of these ones, but I do think that the tone it has potential, you know, like the tone is like giving foresty green. It's just really not blending with my brown eyes. And so I personally would not be wearing these. They could work really great for a Halloween costume, but not for my daily life. If you want something that has a similar tone from TTDEYE, I highly recommend Trinity Green. Actually, the whole Trinity collection is gorgeous and they are beautiful. They have that deep kind of earthy tone, but they're a lot more natural and flattering. So check those ones out if you want something similar. Let's move on to the next, because this contact has been so highly requested. So many of you have told me to try the Iris collection from TTDEYE, and thank you, because it's actually really cute. This is Iris Green. I wish I would have gotten the others, but I just, I had to just try the first one out, and I've been loving green lenses lately. I'm getting a really beautiful alligator green on the outer edge of this lens. It's almost like a limble ring of green, and the inner portion actually has some brown highlights. Now, what's interesting about these, and I don't know why every contact brand has been doing this, they've been releasing these lenses that have this iris-like pattern across the inner portion of the lens, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know why we're doing this. I prefer a softer look. Now, this lens is soft, so I can't completely hate on it, but I just don't like that pattern. That being said, this is still a really natural looking lens. I think it's gorgeous, and it might be my favorite one from this whole haul unless I come across something better. But so far, I'm really liking this shade. I would wear this on a daily basis. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very soft. And I do see this flattering a number of eyes because it's actually a very transparent lens. So it's going to mesh with your natural eye color, your undertones, and the color might change a lot depending on what your undertones or eye color are. The pupil is pretty big with these, but this one isn't necessarily a transformational contact. It's kind of just giving you a little pop of color to your eyes. So keep that in mind. I think they're really cute though. So this was a great suggestion. I definitely need to check out Iris Brown. I picked up quite a few brown lenses and Hazel lenses from TTDEYE because we're brown contact lovers on this channel. So let's go ahead and start with the browns now. We have Glacier Brown. You're getting a grayish brown limble ring, and then the color across the lens, it has highlights and lowlights, kind of darker and lighter shades in there. Yeah, no, these are not for me. I'm really looking for the most natural looking lenses from this brand, so this one just did not fit the category of what I'm looking for. but maybe they're working for somebody else. These are just way too bold, way too opaque, way too bright for me. I felt like they could have been cute, but they just don't look natural in my opinion, so I'm gonna say no to these. When I saw Nirvana brown, I was like, oh, maybe it's a DimpleColor dupe, right? But it's not. It's not. It is, however, a bold brown contact lens, and the color is actually leaning a little bit more towards a natural side. You're getting a really pretty like hazelnut shade, but this one is super enlarging. It made my eyes look so much bigger, and because of that, I just would not reach for these. I would not wear them. I am not a huge fan of enlarging contacts. I think it looks really artificial. It can look amazing in photos, but the combination of the bold dimple ring with the enlarging effect, I think for me is just not quite feeling natural. I do feel like the shade is almost what I'm looking for though. So these had potential. They were getting close, but they're not quite there. Now don't give up hope. The next one that I'm going to show you is crazy, but we have found a couple natural pairs. I saved them for the end, okay? This one is called Jardin Hazel. Jardin Hazel. Jardin Hazel. Okay, and it was a little intense. I feel like I could wear these for Halloween. They are giving Wolverine. They definitely have a smaller pupil diameter. Oftentimes with the smaller pupil diameter, you'll get that like more coverage across the eye. However, because of that, they are so intense and so bold and bright. I actually thought it was really interesting because on the other side of the lens, they almost looked white, which is almost giving like a sclera lens. Like this is very much Halloween contact lens. So great option for Halloween, not great for my daily life. We're just gonna pretend I never tried those. But one of the last ones that I tried is called Vanilla Brown, and I knew it. I knew these were gonna be good after I looked at them on the website. I just knew it. I was like, I have a good feeling about these. It's like I have a sixth sense for contacts. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but I knew that these were going to be good because I just felt like they had so much potential. It's hard to tell with these images, you guys. Like, how much does it drive you crazy that these brands use these like AI looking kind of images and you know that it's not on a real person? Like, they do actually feature a soft blended limble effect, so you're getting a darker, richer brown on the outer edge of the contact, and it fades into that warmer, really bright, vibrant, rich brown. However, we got that iris-like pattern in these ones again. You really have to let me know if you like this. Like, is this what people are asking for? Because I'm not asking for it. I don't like it. However, I think I can deal with it for these ones because when it's more of a natural color, I think it works a little bit better. So this one here in Vanilla Brown actually does work. I will be wearing these again. I think they're actually very pretty. They were very flattering and they made me feel beautiful when I put them in, and that's really what I'm going for. So for a very affordable contact, I quite like these. They're kind of similar to Amber Brown, which is also from TTDEYE, but these have a little bit more coverage, I would say, so you're getting a bit more opacity. Overall, I think this is a gorgeous lens. Just quit it with the iris-like pattern, okay? That's the last thing I'm going to say about that. Now, did you know that TTDEYE has daily contact lenses? Because girl or boy or whoever you are, I love daily contact lenses. I'm obsessed with them. I keep a couple in my bag because I'm always like busy on the go and I just need to like pop something in. I don't have to worry. So daily contact lenses are so much more comfortable for me. I'm really excited. This is gonna be my first time testing out TTDEYE's daily lenses because we need to see if they are giving comfort, because if it's not comfortable, I'm not going to wear it. These dailies are kind of reminding me of the Romance collection from Color CL, but instead of the navy ring, you're getting a green ring, and this is so pretty. So this is like a green and hazel contact. Wow, it's actually really, really pretty. And these lenses are very comfortable. I'm actually wearing them right now. This is the shade that I have in. I really like the shade of this. I think the color is beautiful, but you are getting a larger pupil diameter. So keep that in mind because it does take a little bit away from the natural effect of these lenses. However, it's more of a natural earthy tone, so I think the blending is fine. In my eyes, these are definitely looking more of like an olive brown, leaning more towards a brown, but olive undertoned for sure. And the ring on the outer edge is giving like a forest. I will say that we are getting some speckle of color closer to that pupil, and I don't love that part. That's my only thing that I'm like not a huge fan of with these, but I'll look past it because honestly, they're really pretty. They're comfy, they're dailies, and we can't beat the price. Like, come on. I've actually never seen a daily contacts this cheap. They're literally $9.98 for a box of 10, which means you get 5 pairs for $9. And they also have a bunch of codes. You can do like buy 2 get 2 free, buy 3 get 3 free, buy 4 get 4 free, buy 5 get 5 free. Like, they're basically giving contacts away. This is a really, really good price. And for those of you that wear contacts, not just for like aesthetic purposes, but also because you need prescription to see, I think these are great options because you can have these, you can have them in your gym bag, you can have them just like, you know, stashed away different areas of your house. That's what I do. And that way I can just like pop them in when I want to get ready and I'm done. I don't have to worry too much about like getting solution and making sure I have a contact case and all that stuff. It's also great for traveling because they go in the garbage at the end of the day, so you don't have to worry about like properly storing your contact lenses, which isn't that much of a hassle, but honestly, I'm trying to be carefree this summer, so daily contacts are the ones for me. I see a lot of reviews on their website, but I don't really see any picture reviews, so I'm actually going to make sure that I leave a picture review of this color here. I will be checking out if they have other citrus colors in this line, and I also would love to know if anyone with lighter eyes has tried these, because I actually think if you have like more of a golden light eye, this would look so amazing. So let's quickly talk final thoughts, comfort, all of that. Now with TTDEYE, I'm always a little bit on the fence, I guess you could say, because the comfort really depends on the size and the construction of the contact. The more opaque enlarging lenses I never really find comfortable. I usually find that those I can only wear for a few hours. However, more of the natural kind of transparent sheer ones, those I tend to find pretty decently comfortable. Overall, their contacts get a 7 out of 10 for comfort, but that's with the exception of the dailies, because although this is only a first impression, I really got to wear these for the rest of the day. I will be updating y'all, but right now, they're feeling 100. Like, they feel really good. I have no discomfort. I have no issue with them at all. Like, they feel like nothing in my eyes. Very, very thin, and they look stunning. This is so exciting because I really do like TTDEYE as a brand, but I've always been apprehensive about their comfort, and that kind of has deterred me from wearing some of their other lenses. So if you have dry eyes like me, you're going to want to check out these daily contacts. From this haul, my favorites were this citrus brown green, but I also really loved this vanilla brown. This was cute. And I think iris green was such a good suggestion. I will be wearing those again as well. I think they are gorgeous. A couple things to note about TTDEYE as well is that you do kind of want to order and forget them because the shipping can take a little bit of time. However, I'll be honest, this order I placed and I got it within like just over a week. I think it was like 10 days, which is super rare because usually my orders take at least 2 to 3 weeks. So keep that in mind. They're not going to be a quick delivery, but the shipping is free, so can we really complain? And also the lenses are so affordable. It's kind of like, come on, you can't complain about that. If I didn't mention it as well, they are all 1-year lenses, so the value is really crazy on these, except for of course the dailies. These are 1-day lenses, but yeah, that is a really good value for your contact lenses. So let me know what some of your other favorites are. I actually have a favorites video on TTDEYE, which I will link down below if you want to check it out. And don't forget to use my discount code when shopping. But they also have a bunch of other codes on their website, so check it out because sometimes they'll have better deals than what my code can offer. I so appreciate you for hanging out with me, watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know what you want to see next. I know you're asking for a greens video. I'm collecting my data, okay? I'm collecting my data, and I will get back to y'all with a very in-depth, very full greens video. It's gonna have every green under the sun. So, period. Just wait, okay? Mwah! Love you. Bye!
Single on the body, buddy. Take on the body, buddy.